Hey YouTube. So it is now Jack's time, and just I really do want to say that for my wife and I, we are very fortunate and happy to whomever is watching, because this is really all new to us, and we really just want to share our joy with everybody who's watching. So yeah, let's get started. So for Jack, he, just like Cleo, was a stray. Um, it was sad. They did tell us that when they did find him, he was very skinny, and underweight, for his age. Fortunately, when we did adopt him, he was in much better health and a healthy weight for his size and body composition. So that's something that we are very happy of, and we are, again, I'm gonna just say happy, because what better word to describe just realistically how we feel than happy and content with such joys that have literally shaped our everyday into having more purpose and just having a goal that we can literally raise two living, breathing little kitties that are deserving of just the most love and most attention that anybody can give. So when we brought him home, he was basically just the I want to see everything type cat, jumping on the counters, jumping on the table, the sink, everything. And, we were like, we were so surprised, my wife and I. We were like, wow, this is completely different than Cleo. Um, so about a day after we did adopt him, he did start going under the sofa, just like Cleo a little bit. But we did do our best and make our best effort to not let him go under there, or to make it a habit to go under the sofa. So it did work out all well. And now he's just with us every single day. So when we had him, he is, we can say, much more picky on food. He really, really, really does like hard kibble. He just likes that crunchy food. But our goal essentially was to wean him off of that and introduce and give him more wet food, because we do know long-term health, dry kibble is just not good for a cat, in terms of kidney health. So we did experiment with all different foods, and we have noticed that his favorite type of food, of course, is fish. So there's several foods that we do give the cats, more in terms of textured, shredded, as opposed to pate, that he really does like a lot. For pate, it's really not for him. He won't touch it. He'll just let it sit, and then Cleo will come along and steal the food from him. So we do try to get foods that best suits our cats without letting them essentially get too picky. However, we've noticed that a little lately. But in terms of the quality of ingredients that the foods that we buy, it's really good. So we are fortunate on that they're at least fussy on some non-junk food. So for him, for Jack, he's basically our little cuddle buddy. Whenever my wife and I are sitting anywhere, whether it's the sofa, the table, he will jump on you after a certain amount of time that you're there and not move. So if you have to use the bathroom, I'm sorry, you're gonna just have to hold it. So with that being said, he He is, I can't say the more mischievous cat. We kind of get it from both cats. However, he is the one that when we are watching TV, we will hear little sounds in the kitchen, go in and kind of find him trying to eat the foods and jump in the sink and whatnot. So our stove has been kind of our best friend in terms of hiding food from the cat. Cleo never really did that, but when we got Jack and he started doing that, she kind of picked up on that behavior and is now doing the same thing. So, food is to be covered or hidden. Um, Aside from that, you know, since we've got him, we've noticed that he's been getting bigger and bigger. And we have the belief that he is part Maine Coon. Especially, we think the term is polydactyl. Because I kind of counted and Googled. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure. But I think he has an extra, I think it's called toe bean. If I am wrong, please correct me. I am not too sure. I think there's some bean in it with the little paws of the cat's mittens. But yeah. So I covered his craziness. Thinking what else? So aside from that, um, he will. What else? Um, Honey, tell me something else about him. Um, that he likes to jump on things. That he is a cuddle buddy. What else? Yeah, so just my wife said, he is very gentle. You can pick him up, no problem, carry him, bring him around anywhere, and he will just basically let you kidnap him, even if you're a stranger. He will just let you just cuddle him, hold you with one hand, um, and just love you essentially. Honey, what else? Well, I said the thing. I can always make further videos. You've heard it from my wife. So, I think that kind of sums up about Jack. He is more quiet, not as vocal, but more cuddly and sweet and gentle. More picky in terms of food. Um, a little more wild at times, but reserved. So, that sums it up. Again, we are going to post more videos of both of them. We will also dedicate and make several videos periodically that is just solely educational purposes. Like talking about foods and talking about litters, litter boxes, things like that. And we do really want to hear feedback from you guys, the audience, to know things that you're feeding your cats, things that you're doing for your pets that can essentially help us, and we can kind of just go off of that and just exchange info. So look to see you in another video. Take care.